Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. Jack and Levy are still down in Lake Jackson. COVID's kicking back up, so we are staying apart. So this is coming from my little shitty galley kitchen in my apartment in Dickinson, Texas. I hope my stalkers don't see that. Okay, so here we go. This one, as much as I love British food, and pretty much all things British, I'm Anglophile, can't help it. One of my favorite things that ever came out of there was fish and chips, right? Food, gotta admit, right? So I love it. So I'm going to do it at home. We're going to do it for cheap, under our budget of $10. Before we do, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y stuff, ring the little bell, get notifications when we upload this kind of stuff Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and random videos put in there. And oh, check our link down in the doobly-doo, man. We got merch. I got our fancy aprons without my pins on it, and fake hands, spatulas, flippers, the whole thing, man. It's done a thing. Shameless plug over, and let's just get into the food. Alright, so you're going to need some kind of fish. I got tilapia because it's easy. You're going to need some fish fry, or you can just use flour or whatever. A couple of potatoes. I think I only used 2 of these. You're going to want some vegetable oil, about 2 cups, depending on how many pots you're going to have going. I'm going to have at least 2 going. Everything else is what you're going to dress it with. Salt, pepper, vinegar, if that's your thing, or tartar sauce, or cocktail sauce if you're weird. So this is super simple, basic, but it's a lot into the preparation. So first things first, scrub your spuds, open up the fish and get those rinsed. There you go. So per the directions, man, of our fish fry, super simple. Just put it in a bowl, slap the fish in it till it's covered, and set it aside. So just take it, shuffle it down to where it's nice and neat. The fish itself is always going to be kind of wet, kind of tacky anyway, so this stuff sticks to it pretty good. Now I'll end up doing 2 coats of this stuff, mostly because I like a lot of the the crispy stuff on my fish, but a recipe calls for 1, so it's good. So once you get all these done, put them in a thing. If you got anything extra, like, instead of just throwing it out, sprinkle it on top, man. Make it the extra crunchy kind. As long as you don't eat it around me, we'll be good. Stick it in the fridge, let it chill. So while you're doing that, we're going to prepare some spuds. Now, you can do it old-fashioned way. Shout out to Andy for the knife, and slice them up. Or shout out to Furball and his old lady who got me to buy this thing, which slices them into more like generic fry stuff. So super simple. I'm going to show you how to do this. Not necessarily steak fries, because I think those are actually battered, but just thick plank country fries, I think is what they're called. Grab them by the outside here. It's a lot easier than trying to hold it by the little skinny part on the outside. Slice it twice that way, lay them down, and then just nice long cuts, right? Just and that's it. And then you get these like big, planky, over-the-top French fries, like fries, right? Those are the ones that make you just like, that's a French fry. Now this thing, they come with different things. Like, you don't have to do them this way. It's some kind of hoodoo magic to get it squished through here. Now there is a whole bunch of this that I edited out because this thing is a pain in the ass to use. I thought it was a lot simpler, but it breaks them down, makes them more uniform if you got like a picky kid that won't eat non-store-bought fries. Yeah, so once you get your potatoes all sliced up, let's see, there you go. That's the more uniform ones instead of the big ones. I prefer the whole home-cooked, old-school plank fries. So get you a skillet, big skillet, something that's going to fit everything, and then you want to put about a cup and a half of your oil in here. Like, you want it to not sit directly on the bottom. You want it to float a little bit, so it's going to be a lot of oil. You're going to cook a lot of stuff in here. Ignore the sausage balls cooking in the back. Now, for my fries, I use this deeper one. Put it at medium high. You don't want it to cook too fast. It's not going to immediately go to popping and all that kind of stuff. If it's popping and jumping out, turn your heat down. So put it about medium. It's going to take a little while before it gets to cooking and bubbling like a nice rolling fry. And don't over stack it. You want that oil to be able to move around, and you don't want to cook your fries into one big giant lump. So make sure they get wiggled around. And then as they're cooking, it's going to take a while. That's why you want to start these first, because, man, fries take a long time. So as they're cooking, you get this nice, rolling fry to them. You want to check it every now and then, make sure they're not sticking to the bottom. You can add more oil. That's how, like, all the fry places, like, McDonald's and stuff have it where it floats, and it sits in that basket where they float around in the oil. If you don't have that much oil, or you don't want to use that much, you got to kind of stir it around, make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. Now, this is my other one that I had the sausage balls in it. Ignore it. It's just... I didn't want to waste the oil. So once you pull your fries out, it's going to look the same. So put your fish, just go ahead and pop it right in there. Don't let it slap. Don't let it fall. It'll splash grease on you. And grease burns absolutely suck. So please, 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 please be careful when you're working with this grease stuff. If like this is my small skillet, it holds 2 of these, so I just let it cook on one side for about 5-6 minutes. You want to go ahead and check it, and then while you're doing this, be sure to keep checking your fries. Give them a little stir every now and then. You don't want to toss them around too much, because in the cooking process, and they soften before they harden, before they crisp up, and when they soften, they'll come apart, and you'll end up with a whole bunch of those little broken fries at the bottom of the container that nobody wants. So once you get these nice and good, you can see this starting to get this golden brown on it, which is amazing color, but the inside isn't the correct temperature for what we want. I usually try to go for at least chicken temperature to 165, but since these are thin, it gets there relatively quickly. So you want that light brown to dark brown. Get your secret weapon here. You get a paper plate and put it on, or paper towel and put it on a plate. Sorry, or you can get a paper plate too, as long as you double them up, because this will make the paper plate see-through. See how this side is like that golden brown, the other side is that very dark brown. I tend to err on the side of the dark brown stuff, but that was just because I couldn't find a plate and had to wash one. So, careful. Like I said, this grease is hot. I just burnt the hell out of all 3 knuckles that are right there. So be careful when it splashes. Your fries, like I said, your fish will take about 15-20 minutes, depending on your grease and your altitude and the heat, because you want to cook it slow. You don't want to flash fry anything. And your fries will take about 20-25 minutes, because we're not doing it super fast like in the stores. As soon as you pull them out of the grease, no matter when you do it, just go ahead, and that's when you hit them with your seasoning. You want to put them with your salt, your pepper. Lemon peppers usually work really well on that kind of stuff. This is what your plank fries look like. I cooked them in the smaller one, because I pull the fries out, and it gets a taste of fish on your fries. But that's it. This is all it takes. You know, you don't have to wrap it up in newspaper like over yonder. Hit it with some vinegar, hit it with some tartar sauce, and sound fancy. Eat it with your pinky out. But this was well under our budget of $10. The fish itself, I think, was like $5, but it had 6 fillets in there. So if you're just breaking it down and trying to fill everything else in, because potatoes are cheaper than the fish, that's enough for 6 people. Get you 3 potatoes, do the whole thing and fry it. Now, it's going to take a little time, and it takes cleanup because it puts grease absolutely everywhere, just a thin film of everything, so you got to scrub everything when you're done. But this is amazing. It tastes astounding, especially if you get the actual fish fry. If you can get that Tony Chachere's kind of stuff one, that's a great one too. You can get some that are seasoned. And again, fish fry was like $1.50. So this is when they're under budget. Feeds 4 to 6 people easily. It fed me for a fucking week. Like, this was my lunch thing. So this is great for your food prep stuff too. This is amazing. You all need to try this. Or if you've tried it before, go ahead and make it yourself, man. This stuff is great. Did it. And I got through the entire thing without doing a horrible accent, because I can't do that accent very well. Do like a Russian thing, but whatever. And before everybody I know that gets over there blows up and tells me I did it wrong, or how to do it better, please do it. I know I probably did it wrong. I did it over here on a budget in Texas on the Gulf Coast, so that's how we do it. If you do it differently, you want to see us do it differently, tell us how to do it properly, put it down in the comments, man. That's what it's there for. You can also find us on social media. Put it over there on Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. You can find us at all those at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can also find us at Instagram at Living Between. Had to shorten it there. Hopefully they'll let us make that a little bigger sometime. And I'm still trying to get all this stuff figured out, how to put it over on the TikToks for the fellow children that are out there. So stay tuned. I'll let y'all know when that starts going up, right? And I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to go eat some of this stuff. Man, my entire kitchen is covered in grease. That's why I think I did it right. I probably need to clean this. It's all slimy, I swear. But it smells so good. It's good. I'll catch y'all later. Be safe.